Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kendra Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have an anonymous female left behind and forward-moving spouse with a bomb drop of August 28, 2023, a date of marriage of 1997. She has an at-home MLCer who is a high-energy replayer. She said he lives in a different part of the house and he's insisting that we sell our home. At times he isolates and we see him very little. He doesn't communicate. I'm going to stop for a minute and go back. She said high energy replayer. Just so you know, I disagree. I think so far I'm wondering why. So if you can come back and answer why you think high energy, because I'm thinking possibly low energy, well aware. But okay. For approximately 6 months, for a month to 6 weeks, he was more interactive. He made meals for the family. He baked treats to my liking and initiated contact by text. Nearly daily about something. He sat to watch TV or sports with me. He shared his vacation and some other things happening in his life, and he reminisced without my provocation. I felt him distancing again, and now he's gone back to isolating, not communicating with me directly. He texts in a family group chat, but still does things that he knows I like. He's back to being very busy, household projects, bike rides for hours. That does not mean high energy replayer, just so you know. We'll go over that, okay? He took an extra class with that is more demanding. He reached out to my mom on Mother's Day. He's really close to my parents, but hasn't had contact since January of 2024. The alienator is long gone. She ended things once I discovered the affair, which was June to November of 2023. What's going on? Is there any hope? Well, he's at home still, right? So you have what appears to be an at-home low-energy load. Now, why do I say low energy? For one, he's at home. And odds on he would be low energy more likely once he's at home. He is interactive, even though it is by texting in the beginning. He is using his household projects to stay busy, in other words, as an avoidance. But he's also doing it to keep himself busy so that he doesn't have to go through all of the thoughts that are bubbling up inside of him. This is what he's avoiding, those thoughts. The thoughts are ruminating, and the ruminating, and the ruminating, and they're rolling over in his head, and he doesn't want those. He wants quiet in his head. And so he is trying to go for bike rides for long hours. Take this extra class. Keeping busy does that. If he can just stay busy and keep these things at bay. That's not high energy. High energy replayer is when they're living a bachelor party life, not when they're just trying to stay busy to avoid you by doing household projects. It's a little different. He's acting depressed, at least from what I can see. Let's see. So he's also cycling with this, which is normal. He's going to go through a period where he feels a little bit higher in his depression and a little bit lower in his depression. So for a month to 6 weeks, he was more interactive. This is depression. Rather, it is a low energy wallower is depression, and it is more depression how we think of depression. So that's what I want you to look at when you do some reading, is read up on what depression is, what you do with it. There is a website, if it is still active, called Storied Mind. Go look it up. If I remember, I will look it up and try and put a link to it in the comments below, in my description. Storied Mind. And it is written by a man going through his depression, or who had gone through. And that might be a really helpful resource for you to go through and look that up. Because, sure, but you are early on in this. Your bomb drop is, sorry for the bad news, less than a year ago. He said he wants a divorce. He said he's going to sell the home. Has he done anything to do that, though? He lives in a different part. He insists you sell the home. What has he done for that? You've said that he's doing household projects. Is he saying the household projects are things that will, oh, I have to do this in order to get the house ready to sell? Has he put the house on market? Has he called realtors? Has he done any of the work toward that? Or is he just doing work that says, oh, this is things like I'm painting the house because someday when I sell it, it will need to be, or has he made it done official things like talk to official people? Just a thought. So sometimes it's just words. Okay, he's depressed. That's what's going on. This is depression. And I'm not saying it's not midlife crisis, because midlife crisis is depression. Low energy wallow is overt depression. High energy replayer is covert or masked, hidden depression. So what you're seeing is what we think of more as depression. But when you're seeing all of these things that look more energetic to you, and so you're missing some of those signs. Okay? But he's depressed. Okay? So that's where I want you to look at and think about doing some of your research is what do you do with a depressed spouse? Because he's probably resistant to getting any help medically. And if he's not, go for it. If you have a doctor you can talk to, that if you see the same doctor, talk to the doctor. If you see the same doctor and you can talk to the doctor and the doctor will keep confidence that you haven't told him anything, that's even better. It's like, I just want you to know he's really depressed. If when you talk to him, you can get it out of him, pull something out, that's great. My husband has a known condition that is anxiety. It's been for years. So when I see our doctor, I bring it up because it's already in his file. It's not like I'm bringing something up. So it's not like, oh, she just brought this thing up out of the blue, so how does he know about it? So the doctor's always bringing that up. How's the anxiety and how's your meds and that sort of thing. And I can tell him how it's going. So if you can bring that in, it's just a thought. Okay? Other than that, just keep asking more questions and go into the forums. But I will get that storied mind. And if I forget to, ask me about it. Okay? I hope this is helpful. And I will see everybody in the next question.